everyone. Welcome to the Super Thursday podcast. Today we are interviewing an alumni of the program, Kirsten Pierce. So Kirsten has so kindly taken the time to come sit with us and talk today. We'll just have a few questions about things that you were doing in the program, your time here, just to get a little bit of a feeling for that. So tell us a little bit about yourself. What year did you graduate?
Well, I am 24 and I graduated in 2018. I started the program in 2016. So,
Yeah. So what are you up to now? What are you doing now?
I work for my family's screen print shop. My aunt actually graduated from the program as well.
Mm-hmm.
So I work for her. I kind of worked there part-time throughout high school. And then she kind of pushed me into joining the program. So I kind of went from there, and now I work there full time.
Oh, that's cool. So that's like how you came to the AGD program. Was kind of like she went through it and told you about it. And you're like, oh, that's interesting. I want to try.
It was still two programs whenever she graduated. So she graduated from the imaging one.
Mm-hmm.
And so then whenever they combined it, she was like, well, why don't you just give it a shot? So now I'm here.
Yeah. Well, cool. I hope you liked it.
Oh, yeah, I loved it.
Did you have like an aha moment either in the program or before where you were like, this is it, this is what I want to do?
Well, to be honest, I'm like a super perfectionist whenever I do my design work and stuff, so I never felt good enough. Like when I was doing my projects, I was like, probably do better.
Mm-hmm.
And then, you have Cobb, and she's like, reassuring you this is where you need to be, and that kind of thing. So she honestly was the one that kind of pushed me and was like, you're where you're meant to be. So
yeah,
everybody needs a Cobb.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Everybody needs, I want that on a t-shirt.
Yeah, everybody needs a Cobb.
I love that. Okay. Well, do you have like an important lesson that you learned here that you can think of that's been beneficial to you in industry, like where you work now in the screen printing? Yeah,
like one of the biggest things that I use now from the program is a lot of times when you have clients come in, they have an idea set in their head of what they want it to look like. And then you're like starting to do it and you're like, it's really not going to work how you think it is. But you don't want to like tear them down with it.
Right.
So then you go in and kind of use the stuff that you learned here and you go in and do what they want and then add your own touch to it to make them think that they had a really good idea and then you make it better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I like that. Yeah, we're in agencies right now. So that's kind of, we're trying to learn a little bit of how to do that. Like, well, what you want is like an interesting idea. I don't know if it's quite gonna work.
Yeah.
Let's, just gotta punch and then soothe. And it's like, we can make this work, but just be a little bit different. So that's cool.
It's a lot more whenever you get like out into it too. Like the amount of jobs that come to you when they have an idea and it's like, really not going to work, I think, the way you think it is.
Mm-hmm. So in screen printing then, do you have people that are like, I want this, and you're like, that's not possible?
Oh, for sure. For sure.
Yeah.
We just kind of got this process at work now where it's called sublimation, so we can actually use full imagery on shirts and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But it has its pros and cons as well. But the amount of people that come in and they're like really high detailed projects that they want screen printed, they don't understand the process of screen printing.
Yeah.
So it's just teaching as you go without making them feel stupid about
it. Sometimes that's kind of hard.
Yeah.
So you're like, I'm not trying to sound pretentious, but this cannot be done. So that's funny. Do you have a favorite memory from your time in the AGD program? Like something funny that happened or some like...
I would say just as a whole, the family that I gained out of the graphic design program, because like I still have Friendsgiving with all of...
Really?
Yeah, like there's a few that I don't get to see as much, but Carly, one of the teachers there, we have Friendsgiving every year, and like I hang out with her all the time and stuff. So
that's awesome. We had Friendsgiving both years, 2019 and 2020, and we're like, well, we gotta do it again next year. Like we're gonna try to continue that. It keeps growing.
Yeah, make it a tradition.
Yeah. That'll be fun. That's cool.
Yeah. I would say that like a funny moment would probably whenever we did like the rooms, those like projects. Cobb, at the end of the year, we stuck them all out there, and we turned on music, and she was acting like she was Godzilla and started stepping out all of them.
She smashed.
It was amazing. Yeah.
That sounds like a lot of fun, though.
It was fun to watch. It was.
Dude, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That is super cool. So, okay, so apart from a favorite memory, what was your biggest challenge while you were in the AGD program, and how did you overcome that?
Probably working full-time and going to school. I mean, even though I was working in an environment that was the same degree, in a sense, I still had 40-hour weeks on top of schoolwork and homework and stuff. My aunt was like gracious enough to let me do homework and stuff at work, but just being able to juggle both of those was really hard, but just seeing that it was almost towards the end, it made it worth it.
Yeah, that's true. And I just recently, I work part-time, but I just recently quit so that I could focus more on the stuff that I'm doing here, and then also start applying to places, getting like job applications in, setting up interviews, because like I'm, at this point it's March, almost April. We're like a month away from graduating, and kind of freaking out. It's fine. I don't really know what I'm gonna do. So what was your favorite project that you did while you were here?
Oh, that's a hard one. I had a few different ones. I would probably say the social issue poster was my favorite on how it turned out. The process, not so much, because I'm not that good at Photoshop. But I guess overall, I had the food truck. Just because we did like the design work for the truck, we had to come up with the menu, and like it was a whole package. It wasn't just one design per se.
Yeah.
That one was a lot of fun, and just seeing everybody's different food trucks and their names and all that.
Yeah. What was your food truck? Do you remember?
It was called Yo Mama. Yeah, it was a southern food truck with like a twist to it, to where it was like city but southern.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
The urban South food truck.
Oh,
that's
it was
funny.
very interesting. It was very interesting.
That is very interesting.
Yeah, but
see, we didn't get to do a food truck
No.
design. No, we've done subscription boxes, which I feel like they do a lot of that every year, and we did a branded identity. So some of us have, along with that, like a food truck,
Okay.
but we didn't have to do like specifically, you have to come up with a food truck. So that is really cool. It's interesting how they like change from year to year. You don't ever do the same.
Toes and stuff.
Oh yeah.
I mean, they gave us like a list of names to kind of go from. We just kind of had to make it our own. So a lot of us had the same name for a food truck, but it was just a lot of fun seeing the differences and with the same name what they came up with.
Oh yeah,
So
definitely. Did you have a hard time finding a truck mock-up to do?
not what you
portfolio?
would think.
Really?
Like, yeah, I thought it would be really difficult, but honestly, we all kind of put our heads together, and then one person found a mock-up of the truck, and we shared.
You shared? Oh,
We shared.
we should probably do that. That's a good idea, because I know some people have been looking for mock-ups for days,
Oh yeah,
like literal days.
it's tough finding certain mock-ups, but we just kind of changed the background so all of them didn't look the same.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's cool. All right. So what is something that you would say to someone that's considering joining the AGD program, but maybe hasn't like made up their mind yet?
Honestly, it's going to be really tough, but it's so worth it. And if you do go into it, do not procrastinate. That is going to be your worst thing. Never procrastinate.
That is a good,
Yeah.
I like that answer. I needed that when I was going in here.
It is well worth it though, because I mean, even though it's not going to be easy, nothing in life is good comes easy. So go for it. Just take the step. That's what I did, because I had no idea what I was going to do for school, and then I was like, we'll see how it goes, and now here I am.
All right. So one more thing. Do you have any advice to give someone? This is a question like for me. Advice for someone who is graduating from the AGD program, like what to do?
Yeah, honestly, network is going to be your best friend, because with my shop, 75% of the customers that come in have been told by word of mouth about the shop and about me and like what we do. And like my classmates, I had like this week I had 2 of my classmates send me orders just from their clients. So like networking with each other is the best then she could come up with.
That's a good idea. Yeah, we have a group chat. I always say, like, we're just going to keep that rolling for, like, years.
Oh, yeah.
It's just 2 years later, texting in the group chat. What do you guys think about this logo?
Oh, yeah.
Like, yeah.
We still do that, too. So I
Really?
understand. Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah, we have a group chat. Not all of us, but a few of us are still on there, and we talk all the time, especially me and Carly.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think Devin might drop off the face of the earth a little bit later, but I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, but honestly, networking with your classmates and then just getting your name out there through other people is the best way.
Mm-hmm.
Because, I mean, I still do freelance on the side if I have time for it.
Right.
Which I never do.
The gift.
But I have, like, just mutual friends that come to me with jobs because my friends are the ones telling them about what they need and all that good stuff. So
Right.
networking is going to be your best friend.
That's awesome. So then how do you handle, like, people coming to you that are your friends or are mutual friends? Do you have a problem giving them, like, pricing for things, or is it always...
I did at the start just
Mhm.
because I didn't know really where I wanted to start with it because I knew I was working a full-time job. But now I just kind of have a base price, and then depending on what they want, it's kind of by hour. So I set the base price, and if it goes over that, they know how much it's going to go from that point. But most jobs that I do are just like logo branding and stuff like that, so it's not
Right.
extensive.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
not too bad.
Still takes a lot of work, but it's
Oh, yeah.
not, not like creating an entire website with, like, 4 different pages.
Oh, you don't even want to look at my website. Like, I'm so bad at websites. It is awful. Like, we have a Facebook for the shop. We have a website, but we don't use it.
Mm-hmm.
And my aunt's like, why don't you go in there and fix it? I'm like,
I'm like, no.
I'll do everything but that. But,
Wow,
yeah.
that's funny. So where is it that you work? What's the shop called?
Impression, Screen Printing, and Graphics. It's in Taylorsville.
Cool.
It's downtown. Yeah. I pretty much do about anything there. I know the place like the back of my hand. So,
Mhm.
I mean, they started off in their basement, and then the year that I started the program, we opened our shop. So, they've been in business for 10 years.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's all the questions that I had prepared, unless you have anything else that you want to say. Maybe.
Not that I know of.
That's okay. You give it a lot of good information. It was really nice to talk to you. Thank you so
Yeah, me
much
too.
for, like, coming and spending the time with
Of
me
course.
today.
Yeah. Thanks for having me.
All right, well, thank you guys so much for joining us today. Make sure to tune in next week where we will be joining Keely and Devin with their segment Undone. And trust the process.